In the pre-writing for project number 3, you will take the approach, as with the other pre-writings, of typing directly in the document. You can see that the very first question I am asking you is about your thesis statement, because I really want to evaluate not only the tone of your potential thesis statement, but its content. Remember that your tentative thesis statement should objectively mention 3 solutions, and that's basically the key criteria for it. So you want to be thinking about outlining those 3 solutions you plan to explore, but the key word here would be objectively. Do not let me know what your opinion is on which of these are the most effective. That's because you can alienate the audience if you slap them in the face with what an opinion is right at the beginning. You want to think about your audience as also including naysayers, so the people who may not agree that the solution you think is best is best. When you move on to number 2, I have advised that you be short here. This is the summary that will go into, hopefully, your introduction of project number 3 if you complete it effectively. You will answer questions like, what is the issue, who is affected, where is it taking place, and then when and how did it begin. As you answer these questions in 3 to 5 sentences, keep in mind that you should use research. You can cite research even in the introduction if it is paraphrased. So don't use a direct quote here. That would probably be the best idea so that you can move those ideas into the introduction. Here, I have asked you again to just tell me what the 3 solutions are, because I want you to reiterate them in your mind and then reflect on why it is important to come to some kind of solution as being the most feasible. In other words, what is the importance of finding solutions? What might happen in society or to the world if the problem is not solved? I've noted again that the background information should appear at the beginning of the introductory paragraph before you move into your thesis. Keep in mind that even though I asked you to write your thesis first on the pre-writing, you will still put that as the last sentence of your introduction. Beyond that, what you will see is I've started to ask you some questions about the body paragraphs. So you will answer questions like, what is, or who rather, does the issue affect, and how can you explain the problem by using actual research? So here you're going to elaborate a little bit more on, well, who is affected? What entities are affected? What living beings are affected? I know that may not apply to all of the topics, but for some of them it may even be an issue that doesn't just affect humans, right? It could be animals, it could be plant life, so on and so forth. Remember, and I forgot to say this from the beginning, the citations will be in APA format this time. So that would mean that you would include in text both the author's name and the year, as well as the page number using a lowercase p. I have also asked you to what extent does this issue harm individuals or society? So you're really kind of letting us know, well, what's the extremity of this issue? Why should we pay attention to it again? And who really is being harmed and in what way? Here, I have asked you to think about the problem's history. This, of course, is going to go into the background section. You want to pause and think about how and in what way you can find research that charts a miniature timeline of when this issue began. And again, you're going to cite that in APA format. You then are going to expand on those 3 solutions that you mentioned in the thesis. You are going to use research to show what a possible pro and con of each of those is. In other words, an advantage and disadvantage. Here for the pre-writing, you can just briefly explain the solution in maybe a sentence and then include the pro and con. When you develop these into 3 body paragraphs for project number 3, you need to make sure that you give at least 1 solution to each paragraph. In number 6, what you will see is that you are kind of delving into what you think is the most suitable or feasible solution to the problem, or combination of solutions. It's up to you. What you will do is use evidence and cite from research as well as logical reasoning. Cite an APA format to show what the benefit of that solution is. When you state your claim, this is kind of just the topic sentence that you're going to move into the proposed solution section. So you want to have a topic sentence kind of stating, well, here's the proposed solution, here's why I think it's effective. When you go on, you will see the last question on this one asks you to also in research professionally address any objections to the solution. So I need to see at least one naysayer in research. In other words, somebody who does not think this solution is the best or combination of solutions. Remember, this is different than citing cons. It might be somebody who is specifically arguing against your solution, or somebody who is arguing for another solution as being the absolute best. That's what you want to think about for your naysayer in this section. The last part just asks you to describe your conclusion. I'm sorry for that typo. It should say number 3. Just caught that. What you will be doing is let us know again, what was your purpose for writing this? Restate your thesis, which is the 3 possible solutions, and let us know what the urgency of the problem is. And then, of course, how society will benefit from your proposed solution.